Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing Ride 4. We're going to be on board the Yamaha YZF-R1, right here in time trial mode for the NurburgringGP. So here we are on board the Yamaha for the very first time. We're going to be doing around 12 laps here, or as many as possible. Of course, big shout out to Ikai's for recommending this particular video. He mentioned that he was on the R1 in the Nürburgring circuit, of course exactly what we're doing here. He didn't actually specifically say which one he was using, but I decided to use the 2008 bike. It's probably my favourite one, so I jumped on that one, and I was eager to try this video out and to see how we fare against the Ducati Panigale's V4s. Now honestly, I think everybody knows this at this point, but if you're not aware, the Ducati Panigale is by far the fastest bike in this game. Every time trial is dominated, especially in the 800 to 999 cc's, it is absolutely dominated by that Ducati. So to get a Yamaha or any other bike in that sort of remit is a damn bloody good job to get into the top 10, top 15 or even top 20, because it is dominated by that. That is at least the PC community anyway. I can't speak for the PlayStation, Xbox sides, but of course that is the PC side, of course, as you know, rocking the PC. And we are using this beautiful Yamaha. I absolutely love this model. I think the R1 2008 is the best looking Yamaha. I think I've said this before, and I will certainly say it again with absolute confidence, that I think this is the nicest Yamaha that they have ever made. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and we are going to just relatively take our time for the first couple of laps. As I say, we'll maybe aim for 10 laps, maybe more, depending how we get on, as we brake for the very tight left-hander. This can be a very difficult chicane to get right, but thankfully we do get it right here for turn 10. And of course, every track has one of those corners that really catches you off guard, and you just have to be a little bit more confident on. And this time trial was very much evident of that, where I decided to constantly push and constantly try different lines and constantly go for it. This is our first lap completed, which is more or less just a warm-up lap. I'm not expecting a 1:56.436 to really break down any barriers, and I don't think it'll even be discussed towards the end of the video. So turn 2, the Mercedes Arena corner, caught me off guard quite a few times. I did find that getting that corner correct was a bit of a challenge. I just couldn't seem to find the right angle or the right line for it. And again, in turn 2 continued, it's still very... I'm on and off with it. I absolutely bloody hate this bump here into turn 3. I hope to never see that bump again. Somebody needs to get onto that circuit and just plane it, or do whatever you do when it comes to concrete. I have no idea. But just flatten that bugger, because that was a pain in the arse. Every bloody lap just bouncing up and down on that bit of hill or whatever it is. It's just so uneven. But as we break into the Dunlop curve, turn 5. That is a great corner if you can get it right, but if you get it wrong, you can really hinder your performance for the next couple of corners for the Michael Schumacher S. Holding it right. I do love that change of direction. If you get it right, you can carry a lot of speed. Look how we've caught up to where the Ghost was previously. As we then flick it left for the Michelin curve. A little bit onto the rumble strip there, but it's okay. Of course, as you know, or if you didn't know, if you're new to the channel, I do tend to use all of the track if possible. I always use the rumble strips if I can. Tend to find that using every little bit of the track gives me that extra speed and more confidence to find out where I need to be and where I need to be aiming for. And now, the very first time in this video, we have gone wide. Expect to see that quite a few times. Going wide into turn 10 is almost inevitable. It's very, very difficult corner to get right. And of course, the more you do it, the better you'll get, and the better the lap times will be ultimately. So lap 1 was a completed lap, and lap 2 not so much. A little bit of a disappointment there, but of course great confidence building as always. As I say, just because you do run it wide or you do end up invalidating the lap, it's not always wise just to immediately go back to the start menu and hit the restart. Sometimes it's not a bad idea just to keep going, because you can use that sort of invalidated lap, then there's no pressure because you know the lap's gone, to maybe try a different line or to push it a little bit harder than you have been doing. Always think about what you can do with a, best of worst situation, let's say. Of course, if it's already gone, you might as well try something you wouldn't normally try. Or you might even just absolutely welly it into a corner and find out that it works extremely well. It's always wise to just keep going and just keep trying different things, because you never know. You really don't know in bike racing. Anything can happen. as we are already down on this one. So this is, by the way, I didn't happen to mention, which I will mention now. These are the medium front and the medium rear tyres. Usually my go-to compound when I'm doing time trials, but for this instance, we started off with a medium, and then we will change the tyre wear as we go along. So now flick it right again for the Michael Schumacher. Neck and neck with the Ghost, but of course these lap times aren't really going to break down any barriers as we've mentioned. But it's all part of the learning process. Now, I do like the Nürburgring circuit. I think it's an absolutely terrific track, and it's a pleasure to play and ride for. It really is. But I would say, out of all the tracks, I'm not that confident on it to say, you know, I could definitely get a world record here, or I could do really well on this particular. I just felt like, you know, this is going to be a good opportunity for me just to jump on it and just to see what I can do. Just have some fun with it. And that's certainly what I did. For the chicane, turn 10, we do actually manage to survive that one. We are ahead of the Ghost as well, as we run it a little bit wide there, but it's quite alright. Still following the racing line. I usually do a little bit of a tighter line, but nonetheless, we still made it stick, and we are going to cross the line any second now to get a time of a 1:55.869. Now, at this point in the video, I'm not actually sure where the Ducatis are, but I can guarantee the Ducati Panigales are at the front. I'm not sure what lap time to expect, but I'm sure we're just going to give it the best opportunity. Just give it everything we've got, really. I do like doing the sort of blind time trials sometimes, where I don't even look at the time trials, just go into it and see what happens, and then figure out what I want to do after that. Because the original one, the very first world record I got, which was on Donington GP, that was actually attempting probably around 20 to 30, maybe more laps on the BMW of all bikes. And my friend Fuchs, he recommended to me that get rid of the BMW, buy the Ducati Panigale and fight for top spot. I was hesitant, but I did it, and I eventually took the gold, which was the world record at the time. That has obviously been beaten, I think maybe a few times now, or at least I haven't checked, but it was beaten by someone. I think it was one of the MotoGP esports riders that beat me, so well deserved, I would say. He smashed it, to be honest with you. Let's get a bit of a wheelie there going out the Michael Schumacher corner. Of course, now braking into turn 7. Nicely done so far. A good opportunity to overtake there if you get the braking zone right. Now into turn 8. A little bit late on the acceleration there. Probably would have saved a bit more time by just hooking it up a little bit earlier. As we go, oh my god! So let me tell you, that was a huge crash, and I do not want to repeat that again. I think I do get a bit close, but not to that degree. That was going onto the rumble strip a little bit too much there. So, a slap on the wrist for DrAce. So it's back into the pits, actually, to have a little bit of a look at the tyres. And we changed it up to a medium and a soft rear now. I did find that maybe the soft would be better, because I found that the rear tyre was a little bit loose. So why not change it up and go for a soft option tyre? Of course, I don't usually like the soft option tyres. Depending on the track, it can work really well, and depending on others, I just don't like it. But I went for it for this time, and already it's looking promising. But I mean, it's a bit hit and miss when it comes to the tyres, because at this point of the video, of course, I've already done 4 laps. The 4th one being the one where I crashed on. I continued that lap to say, well, I tried, I finished the lap. But at the same time, you do obviously learn the track more and more. You're finding better lines as you go. So it's not always a good indication to say, yes, this is the tyre for me. Yes, this tyre is making an improvement. It's all about that feeling and understanding. There's no actual right or wrong answer to all this. Like, so when I did the suspension video a long time ago, there was no definitive answer to say, guys, use this one. And there really isn't a definitive answer to any of these. Your riding style will be different to mine, and my riding style will be different to someone else's. So it's all about personal preference, personal feel. So whatever you feel like's working, whatever you find you're enjoying, go for it. Don't let the others tell you what to do. You pick what you want to use and enjoy it. Because that's a big moment there into the chicane. But of course, even for my braking tutorials, I have a different controller setup to others. I seen that Robbo even did a hand cam rather. And even he had a different setup to myself and some of the MotoGP sports riders that I'm aware of. But that is lap 5 completed. And that is the best lap so far of a 1:54.735. And yes, I just restarted that lap because I went straight on to turn 1. So instead of wasting the lap, I thought, why not restart it and give it another try. Losing the rear a little bit into turn 1 there as well. I have to be a bit careful on that one. But it's quite alright. We still managed to keep it in tow. So now brake relatively late for the continued turn 2. Can't imagine that still being turn 2, but it still says turn 2 in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Of course, if you are enjoying this video so far, I'd really appreciate if you could hit that like and subscribe button. The impact for a subscribe and a like is actually quite massive for my channel. So I'd really appreciate it if you could do that for me if you're enjoying this video so far. I won't dwell on that, so let's crack on back. Let's get back on with the action. Of course, now already ahead of the Ghost once again. This could be a bloody good lap. I was feeling the soft option tyre at this point. Quite enjoying it. I do like the opportunities that are brewing, and I really like the time trials, honestly, because it gives me so much pressure and concentration that it isn't quite matched in the other game modes, because of course in the game modes, in the career mode and going against the AI, there's not really much of a challenge. I'm pretty much always confident I'm going to win it. But when it comes to the time trials, I have no idea what I'm up against. You know, we're talking some of the best Ride 4 players in the world, and I'm putting my name out there and putting my name in the hat to compete with these guys on a time trial level. So of course we did lose a bit of ground to the Ghost. We'll attempt to get it back on the brakes here, and this was a case of full brake, full rear brake, and really dropping down into first gear, and we managed to close up a wad of time there, and now we can rocket towards the start finish and potentially beat that Ghost, but it's going to be absolutely neck and neck. It doesn't look like it's going to be, and it's not. It still remains as a 154.735. So we now brake into turn 1. As you can see, brakes a little bit earlier this time to see if that makes a difference. And as you can see, it doesn't look like it's much of a difference, but it is in the sense of actual rider positioning. It's still relatively close, but it's not as panicked, if that makes sense. It's much more calmer and smoother. So of course I always pride myself on having a very smooth riding style. Time trials not so much smooth because I'm absolutely gunning it. I do focus more on trying to get the bike from point A to point B as quick as possible. And that bloody bump, you've seen how dangerous that is. It's bloody lethal. But nonetheless, we're still going. As long as that doesn't catch me out. It did catch me out a few times. I think I restarted it once or twice. Of course, I don't include those crashes in it too much because I think that video would be on way too long. But if you ever did want to see a compilation, I'm not against doing it. Of course, let me know in the comment section down below if you want to see that. But as we now go into the Schumacher S's. Now, I found that when I first started doing these laps, I did better on the Michael Schumacher S's at the first parts than I did towards the end. Now, I picked up probably a bad habit somewhere on the line, and I kept going for it. I was like, wow. Just bouncing over the rumble strip there as if it was nobody's business. Like an MXGP bike. That's for Mondays, guys. You know that. MXGP Mondays. Obviously, AI Ghost Rider and Time Trial King, DrAce. No, I'm certainly not King. Thought it would sound pretty. As we now flick it right. Head of the Ghost, which is good. We're going to increase on this lap time as well, yes. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Surely. As the Ghost is right there. Going to get close to the rumble strip, but not on it. Fire underneath the BMW sign, and it's going to be a lap time of a 154.602. So again, another good, decent lap. And the point is we are improving. Now, don't stress on trying to get the next best time or to beat the next time. Just concentrate on progression. As long as you're progressing and as long as you're getting those green sectors, you're on the right path to greatness. You're on the right path to beating the next person on the list. You're on the path to getting the top spot that you can hold for about half a day because some bugger comes straight online and beats it. I'm guilty for both sides of that one as well, actually. Haven't checked... Oh my goodness, what was that? That bloody bump again. I haven't checked the world record I have currently, which was the Phillip Island one. I haven't checked that in a while. And I haven't heard from Cybergaster yet, so we're not sure if we have beaten it. Or if we still have to go for it again. We're now into turn 5, keeping it tight towards the rumble strip. Keep an eye on the black lines on the track, giving you an indication of where you need to be, because of course that's where the most rubber is on the track. That's nice, that's in tight. Good acceleration, not too much, not too little. And then we're getting closer and closer to the end of the lap. We're into the second to final sector now. As we then chuck it into the next corner for turn 8. Get ready to fire it across to the rumble strip. Up by 0.7 of a second. This could be an astonishing lap if we get this one right. Careful of the rumble strip. We don't want to repeat that earlier. Braking now as you see that first sign, maybe a little bit early if you have to. Gearing down, getting ready. Flick it right. That is gorgeous. That was smooth. Do love a good smooth riding style. Now into the final corner. We're way ahead of the Ghost. This lap time will be decimated. And this is going to be our last lap on the softs before we change it over to the hard option tyres. And it's going to be the 153.935. So as I mentioned, it is a hard option rear and a medium front. I kept the front tyre the same all the way through it. I found that the medium front was just... I didn't really feel a difference. I felt like medium was going to be the best one for me. I always find it's the rear that tends to give me the trouble. So therefore, we have now swapped to a hard. It's difficult to say because, of course, it would make sense that the soft option tyres would be quicker. But it doesn't always work that way for me. I like a looser tyre sometimes because I get more speed and I can really slide the bikes in. Because my braking style sometimes is a little bit bouncy and a little bit... said that perfectly for that classic bounce. But it can be a little bit aggressive and a little bit slidey, especially for the time trials. Now when I'm racing against AI and or online, my braking is pretty good. I'm pretty confident on the bike. I don't tend to really slip it and slide it too much. I tend to be quite up straight and braking naturally compared to the likes of these time trial sessions where I'm just absolutely going for it. So we now turn it right for the Schumacher-esque big wheelie there, but it's quite alright. We're still managing okay so far. Still on the bike. We're looking for that second sign there. You want to be braking well before the second sign appears up on the right hand side. Get ready to flick it right, hold it in right for the turn 8. Neck and neck with the Ghost almost. Rhyming accidentally. Up tenths of a second down. Continuing to push. Look at the speed we're gaining there. 260 Ks. Dropping it down as we see the sign. Oh, a bit on the grumble strip, but it's going to be... Oh, I thought we were going to run it wide there. We're good. Turn 10. Nailed. Into the final corner. Bit out of shape there. Can we fire it into the final? Oh, big mistake there. Oh, the amount of times I went over that bit of dust happened again. So we didn't improve, but we were right there. So this has now become a battle between the Ghost and myself for a better lap time of a 153.935. So now flick it left for the Mercedes Arena. That's it. Nice and tight. Get ready to brake here. There's hardly... It's hard for me to give you any advice on that corner because there's no sort of signs or sort of landmarks for me to point out. Like usually there's a little bit of a wall or it's a little bit of a sign or the rumble strip starts. It's kind of difficult, that one, to sort of give you an idea of where to brake. It's more so an instinct. And same for quite a lot of these corners, like in the next one coming up, which is of course is the fantastic tight right-hander, the hairpin. There's a little bit of a sign on the left-hand side, but I would probably say it's best thing to do is to brake at the rumble strip. As the rumble strip starts, or a little bit before it, just give it a little bit of a brake. And then flick it left now for the Schumacher S. Nice, really hooking it in tight there. Get ready to change the direction, a little bit out of shape. We might see the Ghost come creeping up to me now. Not quite. Into the left-hander of the Michelin curve. Good, we didn't touch the... You see how hard we were pushing to avoid getting onto that rumble strip. Now fire it towards the rumble strip. I like to go on it a little bit just to push me down into the corner. Get ready to turn it right. Turn right early so you're already positioning for the nose pointing to the next corner. Look for that sign. Start braking. Rear brake, front brake, shifting downwards. Get ready to turn it right. Good stuff. Oh, a little bit out of shape. But it's still good. Into the final corner. This time hook it up better. And this time we should be giving ourselves an improvement. What's it going to be? Careful not to run it too wide there, as you can see, using all of the track. But I tell you what, this is going to be a good lap. This is going to be a 153.802. So I made a little bit of a tactical choice now, and I thought, let's give the medium one more chance. My goal here was to do 10 laps to see how well we can do. And I just thought, why not change it up and go for the medium once more? Because it's been a while. It's been about, well, 6 laps since we last went on to the mediums. So why not change it up and see what we can do on board the mediums. But so far, the medium soft and the medium hards have been the best. So let's see what the medium can do now. Into turn 3, holding it left. As you can see, we're doing better and better on that sort of bouncy part of the track. good to see because it is very, 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 very treacherous. You have to be very careful on that one. It is almost a half brake. If you need a little bit of advice on that one, pay attention to my braking in that particular corner. You'll see it's only around half to 3/4 of a depression into the analog stick, or a trigger, should I say. Analog trigger is what I was meant to be saying. As we flick it in left for the Schumacher corner. Big wheelie there. If I can just sort of keep that front end down, I reckon the lap times will soar. We now brake for turn 7 once again. Careful of the rumble strip. Touched it a little bit. It's quite alright. Could probably brake. I could maybe brake later there. But it's quite alright. That's the plan we went with so far. We're up by 1/10 of a second. Still firing it towards the final corner. Look at the speed the Ghost had though. That was with the hard option tyre into the... Oh my goodness, I can already tell that's wide. And that is a failed attempt. So we need a better strategy for it. Well, I tell you what, this would be lap 11 completed. And you know what, my friend Alan never does anything on an odd number. If it's getting up in the morning to leaving for work, it's never on an odd number. So we're going to have to change it up. So here we go. Lap 12 of 12 if it's going to be. Shout out to even man Alan. It would be a bloody shame to go on an odd number. Couldn't do it to him. So this is the even number 12 it's going to be. Into Mercedes Arena for the final time. Oh, a bit of a twitch there because I thought I was going to touch the rumble strip. Getting ready to brake for the left-hander of still Mercedes Arena apparently. And keep it right gently. Flick it across. Don't be too worried about going too wide in this corner. You can still make it stick. Gentle on the acceleration. Get ready for that bumpy part of the track. Braking. Yes. That's nice. Using a little bit more acceleration earlier than possible. Then braking it into the forward curve. Continuing to push all the time. Good acceleration out of that corner. Very smooth. Smooth power delivery is what we need. Braking into turns 5. Dunlop Kerr. Not bad. Accidentally disabled the Ghost visibility there. As the Ghost has a bit of a lunge up on the inside. A would-be attacker. Get ready to flick it left for the Schumacher S. Careful not to wheelie like we have been doing. A little bit better there. As you can see, we've saved a lot of time by not ballsing that one up. Into turn 7. Yes, Michelin curve. Not bad. As you can see, this is a really good lap in the sense of a clean, sophisticated, confident run. That's what you got to do in these time trials. Be confident with yourself. Up by 0.2 of a second. This could be a wicked lap here. Not sure how well we can do, but we're absolutely going for it. Get ready to brake before that sign. Braking, rear brake, full brake. Yes. Downshift. Get ready to flick it across. Yes. That's another corner nailed into the final corner for the final time. Is it going to be good? Yes. Come on. Hook it in. Get ready to accelerate, but not too quick. Oh, we could have done a little bit of a better acceleration there, but that is hit. What is the history's book going to say after today's video? It's going to be a 1:53.470. So there is the results of the 12 laps we did. Of course, as you can see, a smooth progression. I'm happy with that one. But check out that final lap. A completely ideal lap is the lap we put in. Now, I think we could improve, but for now, I'm happy with that. So now we're going to check out the leaderboards for the very first time. And I tell you what, Ducati Panigale V4R. It's Ducati everywhere, isn't it? But for a bike that is about 40 performance points less than some of these bikes here, and if not 50 performance points less, I think that's a damn bloody good job from us. I'm actually really impressed with the results on that one. Do I think I could have gone quicker? Absolutely. But I have thoroughly enjoyed this. It has been brilliant to put the Yamaha into the top 12. Yes, it's not the top 10. I'm a little bit disappointed by that. But considering the performance point difference, I think that's a damn good job. So guys, as always, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any more suggestions just like this one, let me know in the comment section down below. If you did enjoy the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Ciao for now. Oh hi! Didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.